Yala Sangha. Hello community, let's go. Welcome to day 20. Don't worry about the days too much, whether it's, whether this is February, March, April, doesn't matter. If you've managed to stay consistent and have it as a habit, then that's useful. There's a few habits that I'm really trying to garner myself at the start of the year. So, one of the things I spoke about yesterday was the 8 limbs of yoga and the yamas and niyamas. We spoke about the niyama santosha. One of the governing yamas over everything actually is ahimsa, and it means non-harmfulness. So non-violence to ourselves, non-violence to other people. It was something that Gandhi and people like Martin Luther King were really keen on, that they were strong. It doesn't mean not being strong, but they were non-violent to other people. So be non-violent, non-harmful to yourself, non-harmful to other people today. Okay, let's start lying on our backs today with your knees bent and your feet flat. We're going to just do a general cover everything that we've done a little bit so far. Not everything, okay? We've not got hours and hours, but let yourself lie on your back, bend your knees, have your feet flat, place your hands on your belly, breathe gently in through your nose, gently out through your nose. Let your shoulders soften, your face relax. And then place your hands by your sides. And on your next inhale, slowly let your arms come up and over. And as you exhale, let them come back down by your sides. And try that a couple more times. Your breath, your movement, and then press your feet against the floor. Think about just having a trial one to begin with to see how it feels to lift your hips up. And when you come down, do you need to bring them your feet a little bit closer to your hips? Do you need to bring them a little wider or a little closer together? Try and feel what you need to give you the most stability, the most comfort. I kind of like my heels a little bit closer towards my hips. So try that if that's not something you've tried before. And as you slowly come up and slowly come down. And then take it into both movements. As you inhale, the arms go up and over, or your arms go up and over. And as you exhale, your arms come back down, your hips come back down. And try that twice more. Slow movement, slow breath. Remember what I said the other day about being the observer, kind of watching what's happening in your body as you make these movements. Good. And bring your feet up off the floor. Take your hands around your knees, gently rock from side to side. Make circles if that feels good for you, one way and the other way. And then roll out to the side that feels comfortable for you. Push into the floor. Come to a seated position. And shuffle your hips a little bit further back, okay? Bring one hand onto your knee, bring the other hand behind your head, and let your elbow drift back. And then bring your elbow towards the opposite knee. So earlier in the month I spoke about these lines that go through our body, the front line, the back line. They're connections, These connections from the base of our body to the top of our body. So there's a diagonal connection. So we're kind of opening it up here as we make this movement. And you can place your hand on the floor and come a little bit further back and maybe a little bit further forward actually too. And then you can release your hand and reach further back and further beyond. Okay. Big inhale, slow exhale. Maybe once or twice more. And then come to the center. Shake off the arm you've been moving around, and then use that to rest on your knee. Bring your fingers to the back of your head and let your elbow drift back. And then forward and slightly across. Letting it go back and forward. Slow inhales and exhales. Easy movement. Placing your hand on the floor when you want to place your hand on the floor, and reach into this a bit more. Good. And then reach all the way back if you want to with your arm, and then forward and beyond. Okay. You can place that hand diagonally in front of you, diagonally across you, but you're opening all these areas that may get a little bit tight as we sit at desks and work at tables and sit in cars and sit and look at phones and all these things we do, okay? Bring your hands forward, bring your knees towards the centre, lift and lay your hands, lift and lay your knees, okay? Let your body just find the position that feels good for you. I'm going to come to down dog. We've not been in down dog for a couple of days, so tuck underneath your toes, hips back towards your heels, and remember we're trying to go up and back rather than forwards and up and back, okay? So let your heels slowly go back, and that'll float your hips up above them. And that'll open up your downward dog today. Pedal out your heels. Okay, we're going to use this position here, this downward dog position, to squat, but keeping our hands where they are, okay? Good, and then let your hips come back up, come forward a couple of inches with each foot, and squat again. Okay, come up, a few inches forward, and squat down, okay? And up, a few steps forward, squat, okay, and up, and when you finally get towards your hands, you can relax towards them, okay, see how that feels, letting your head relax towards your hands. It's also nice to hold your forearms sometimes in Uttanasana, this position here. Don't worry about your legs being too straight. You can bend your knees and then let your hands come back onto the floor and squat one final time, okay, from this position. You can either walk slowly back or you can take a bit of a jump and pedal this out. Good. Then now walk your hands back towards your feet, not all the way, and let your knees come down on the floor behind your hands and sit with your hips resting on your heels, your toes tucked under, and take a few moments to breathe here, okay? If you need something underneath your knees, you can place something underneath your knees, a yoga mat, a cushion, a duvet, small child, whatever you feel you need, okay? And then we're going to drift one foot forward. So let your hips come up, take one foot forward and lean into this. Inhale, bring your arms up, slightly back, and exhale, frame your foot. Let your hips go back, lift your toes, shake off, okay? Point your toes forward and then bring them back, okay? Make circles with your foot. Sometimes we use this idea that stretching, we have to really feel, but actually what we need is just more movement, okay? Not big, unhelpful, like pulling at your body. If you want to come further back here, you can come further back and let your hip rest on your back heel, okay? It's not possible for everybody, remember. And then remember there's balance options here too. Coming forward, inhale, sweep your arms up again. This time exhale, let them go wide. Sink your hips down. Good, big lunge, inhale, reaching slightly back. Exhale, come down inside your foot. Walk your front foot a little wider. Okay, tuck underneath the toes of your back foot. Move your heel away. Sink your hips closer to the floor. And then from there, inhale, lift up with your right hand. Or the hand beside your foot.
Okay, and exhale down. Make any small micro adjustments to your hands or your feet, and then go again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale slowly down. Let your back knee come down. Send your front leg back. Lift and lay your hands. Lift and lay your knees. Okay. Walk your hands back towards your knees and let your hips rest on your heels. Okay. This time with your toes pointing behind. Okay. See how that feels for you. Then I'm going to drift forward. One of the things we can do that can kind of help or kind of be a movement skill is from here go straight up, okay, and straight down, okay, rather than throw your chest forward and up, okay. You can try both of them. You've got to use here a lot more and your hamstrings a bit more to come up and to come down, okay. So if you see it from the side, it looks like you're going up an escalator, okay. Take your other foot forward and lunge into that. Good. See how that feels today. Okay. The more you lean back, the more you feel it on the front of your back thigh. Okay. Let's go up. Inhale up with your arms. Exhale, go wide and sink down. Inhale, go up, slightly back. And exhale, come forward and frame your foot. Okay. Move slightly forwards and backwards here. Notice how that's feeling. And if you want to come further back, come further back. Okay. Point your toes forwards and backwards. Roll on your heel. Let things move around. Thinking about non-harmfulness the whole time when we're practicing. If you want your hip to come all the way back on your heel, you can. You've got this balance option. Good. And when you're ready, coming forward, inhale, reaching up, exhale down inside your hands. Walk your front foot a little bit wider. Tuck underneath the toes of your back foot and move your heel away. You might want to see me like sometimes I bounce my foot a little further back to give me more openness. And then from there, turn to your front leg and inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Okay, try that one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. Okay. Let your back knee go down. Send your front leg back. Tuck underneath your toes again. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Bring yourself up into a squat. And push all the way up. Give everything a good shake off, okay? Give each part of your body a little loosen off, okay? Both hands, both legs, through the shoulders. Keeping a smile on your face. See how it feels to smile today. Thinking about Christmas and watching Elf, smiling's my favourite, right? And also Kipchoge, the great marathon runner, when he struggled, he would smile, okay? Okay, let your feet rest hip width apart. Inhale, turn your palms out. As you exhale, relax your shoulders, but keep this openness across your chest, okay? Take another inhale, lift your toes this time, not your heels. And you exhale, keep your toes up, but turn your hands in. Okay, good. Try that. One more slow breath. Trying to find lightness in your posture. Yesterday we did a moving balance. We'll go back to a single leg balance without movement. Okay, so turn your foot out, whatever foot you want to begin with. Slide your foot in and bring it up. Okay, if you want to rest your toes on your foot, you can rest your toes on your foot and let your hands come together. We're going to see if we can stay here for 2 slow breaths. Start to feel a bit more connection through the nerves over your foot. So feel for the surface, for the temperature,
As soon as you make that connection, you might find that your foot settles into the ground a bit more. And then try the other side, okay? Nothing too intense today for our balance. Just getting a little bit better each day. And it's not a linear progression for balance. And let your foot come down. Let's see if you can sit down without using your hands. Good. Take your cushions. Take your rugs, if you're using a rug. And let your body find a still seat. We're going to return to what we did a few days ago, where we close off one nostril and breathe in and out through the opposite nostril, and then we'll take 2 breaths through both nostrils, and then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Now this might feel super comfortable for you, in which case there are progressions. It might feel suffocating for you, in which case let's keep through both nostrils until we feel ready to try. You can even slightly close off one nostril, okay? So take 2 slow breaths. And if you want to close off one nostril with your thumb, close it off, and one inhale, one exhale through the other nostril. And then 2 breaths in and out through both nostrils. And then close off the opposite nostril if that feels okay. And take a breath in and out through this nostril. And then 2 breaths through both nostrils. If you have time, you can do both of them again. Okay. Just taking one slow breath in through one nostril and another one through the other nostril. What it gives you is it kind of focuses you into the sound of your breath, the feeling of your breath a little bit more. Okay. Remember the idea I spoke about earlier this month, become a connoisseur of your breath. If you have time to lie on your back, take some time to lie on your back. And whether you remain in a seated position or a lying position, let your hands rest on your abdomen, on your belly. And as you inhale, let that expand. As you exhale, let it come back to the center. Inhale, let it expand. Exhale, back to the center. Your pace. Try and hold on to this stillness that you've cultivated through your practice and you've generated through your movement, through slowing things down. Try and keep this feeling of shanti within, this feeling of peace within. Yala Sangha, Shanti Sangha. Thank you everybody. Have a great day or a great sleep if you're doing this at night. It's gradually got a little darker and darker as we went through today's practice. Take it easy.